So you're in a deep sleep, dreaming peacefully, and then bam, you're wide awake all of a sudden and it's 3:22 a.m. on the nose again. Does this sound familiar? And maybe is this something you've been experiencing more frequently as you get older? What if I told you there's a way to stop this from happening? In this video, we're going to discuss my step-by-step night routine that's going to improve your ability to stay asleep the entire night. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Michael Bruce, the Sleep Doctor. As any good sleep specialist will tell you, the key to sleeping through the night is finding out what your perfect bedtime is and sticking to it. If you don't already know what this is, I'll leave a link down in the description below to my sleep quiz, which will tell you what chronotype you are and what time you specifically should be going to sleep. Now, when you have that bedtime figured out, you can work backwards from there to determine the steps you need to be taking during the day. So I want you to follow these guidelines. 8 hours before bed, you're going to stop caffeine. Why? Because caffeine has a half-life of between 6 and 8 hours. And if we can get out 50% of the caffeine that's swirling around in your brain, we have a much better shot at you going to sleep quickly. Something I want to stress here too is that even though you might not feel more alert, caffeine is still in your system blocking adenosine, preventing that sleepy feeling from fully setting in. So please keep that in mind when you think about having that second or third cup of coffee. 4 hours before bed, stop exercise. We just don't want your body to get too hot. When your body heats up, it takes longer for it to cool back down, and you want a lower core temperature before getting ready for bed. Another thing I want to emphasize here is that getting adequate exercise is critical for staying asleep the entire night. I recommend 10 to 20 minutes of zone 2 cardio and maybe 10 to 20 minutes of resistance training every day. 3 hours before bed, stop alcohol. I know this is bad news for all of you partiers out there, but alcohol destroys stage 3-4 sleep. And as we get older, that turns out to be incredibly important sleep because that's our physical restoration. So stop 3 hours before bed and limit yourself to 2 drinks. No alcohol is even better, and drinking water in between each drink will definitely help you out. Another thing you need to do 3 hours before bed, you're going to want to stop most food intake. Now, I want to be clear, if you need to take medication with food or something like that, this is not what counts. But giving your body that time to digest is going to be a really important thing to do. I would recommend starting to portion small meals for dinner and focusing on preparing salads with some protein or soups and things like that. And finally, the other thing you need to do 3 hours before bed is you're going to want to stop fluids. I want to pause right here and ask that if you enjoy this kind of sleep content, give this video a like and go subscribe to the channel below. Your support allows me to keep making this type of sleep content for you in the future. So do me a huge favor and go do that right now. Also, if you're interested in learning more about your sleep, I've got a website with tons of content, including sleep articles, product reviews, sleep quizzes, a shop, and even more. I'll leave a link down below. Now, we've gotten to that time of night where we can start our power down hour. This is roughly 1 hour broken up into 3 20-minute chunks. I want you to spend the first 20 minutes to just get stuff done. That might be a last-minute phone call to a friend or family member, or it can be catching up on the last few emails or texts of the day, things like that. But set an alarm, only 20 minutes. 20 minutes for hygiene. That can be brushing your teeth, showering, whatever it happens to be. This is also a good time to go to the bathroom, even if you feel like you don't need to, because we want to get any excess fluids out of your system. Finally, I want you to spend the last 20 minutes or so on relaxation, meditation, prayer, whatever it is that you like to do that's calming and relaxing. Let me throw out a few suggestions if you're interested in trying something new. Try a warm compress over your eyes for 5 to 10 minutes. You can do this while lying down in bed. Practice some kind of breathing exercise, like my 4-7-8 breathing technique to lower heart rate. Warm your feet before bed, either by using a heating pad for a few minutes or just putting on a pair of socks. You might even want to listen to an audiobook or a podcast, or maybe try some kind of aromatherapy with scents that promote relaxation, like lavender. Fair warning, do not use candles for aromatherapy because fire and sleep do not mix. Please use a diffuser. Also, you could do some light journaling of your thoughts and things that you did throughout the day. That would work out quite well also. My routine is actually quite simple. I try to stop all fluids and food approximately 3 hours before bed. Then early on in the night, I'll brush my teeth and I'll put on my bedclothes, but not my socks. I usually watch SportsCenter or catch up on any sports scores before bed, but nothing too engaging. Finally, since I go to bed later than my wife, I then put on my socks, I get out my book light, which is a little light that clips onto the back of my book, and I pick up a book and usually read until my eyes get heavy. Then I put on my eye mask, the light goes off, and I'm minutes from sleep. Now, let's talk about 2 things you can do to help you stay asleep longer during the night if you're interested in some form of supplementation. Number 1 is something called CBN. I'm a big fan of CBN. CBN may help reduce nighttime awakenings due to its effects on the endocannabinoid system, neurotransmitters, and inflammation regulation. CBN interacts with the CB1 and CB2 receptors to stabilize our sleep cycles. It may also increase slow-wave sleep, which may help reduce those sudden wake-ups. It has anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving effects, which may help preventing those discomfort-related awakenings. And it has a mild anxiolytic and muscle-relaxing effects, which reduce subconscious stress-induced wake-ups. So CBN is really hitting all of those points that usually trigger awakenings during the night. Some of our viewers have reported that they take 10 to 30 milligrams, which sounds like way too much for me. So I'd recommend starting between 3 and 5 milligrams and probably not going much further. Number 2, believe it or not, melatonin. Melatonin is used to help regulate our circadian rhythm, and it too promotes deep sleep, making wake-ups less frequent. It helps in lowering nighttime cortisol and stress levels, again, preventing those sudden awakenings. And it has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant benefits, reducing these discomfort-related wake-ups. I recommend somewhere between 0.5 and 1.5 milligrams of melatonin, and you should be taking it roughly 90 minutes before lights out. The last thing I want to address in this video are your expectations. Waking up in the middle of the night and feeling tired in the mornings is frustrating. It really is. I've been helping patients year after year with their sleep, and there will always be new patients who struggle with this very issue. This is me just being honest and upfront with you regarding your sleep issues. Give these techniques some time to play out. Remember, your body needs consistency and routine to be able to effectively sleep better throughout the night. Yes, some of you may get better sleep starting tonight or maybe tomorrow night, and I really hope that's the case. But for others, it might take a little bit longer. Be patient with the process and really try to build these strategies into habits. That's when you'll see some real results, I promise. If you have any other unique tips or strategies to get better sleep that you'd like to share, please put them down in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I've got some amazing content coming out soon that you're not going to want to miss, so stay tuned. If you want to learn more about how to fall back to sleep in the middle of the night or about the best supplements you should be taking as you age, go check out these videos right here. All right, everyone, this is Dr. Michael Bruce, the Sleep Doctor, wishing you sweet dreams.